Now, we still don't know who Cody Rhodes is going to face at WrestleMania. He hasn't officially announced it yet, but I really honestly feel like personally he's going after the World Heavyweight Championship now. So hear me out. Just listen to the words I'm going to say. I'm going to break this all down for y'all, and maybe this will, make sense for some people, because honestly I think this all could work out, the way that I'm kind of thinking about it. So I'm going to break it down. Yes, we all know, to finish the story, Cody's sole purpose of coming back to the WWE was to win the championship that his father never held, and that is the WWE Championship, which is held by Roman Reigns. Now, that story could still be told, but it seems like that's going to be told, further down the line. Now, we all been reminiscing and thinking, okay, it doesn't make sense for Cody to go after the World Heavyweight title because that's the title his father held, but what if, there was a twist to that? When Cody Rhodes first came back to the WWE, the World Heavyweight Championship didn't exist anymore in WWE. It had been retired for some years. And, the same WrestleMania that Cody also came back was the same, WrestleMania that Roman Reigns won the WWE Championship and combined it, with the Universal Championship, and he was the only world champion in WWE for a while. So, of course, storyline-wise, it makes sense for Cody to come back and want to win the title his dad never held, but what if now he's thinking about winning the championship that his father did hold, because the world title wasn't around when he came back? And Seth Rollins brought up a lot of valid points in his promo. It's the Dusty Rhodes Championship. It's the Workhorse Championship. Seth Rollins has busted his tail, to make the World Heavyweight Championship mean something and bring it up to relevancy. Some people are saying it's a secondary World Championship, but the only reason people think that is because that's their logic behind, the World Heavyweight Championship existing. But Seth has made that championship mean something. Last year in 2023, the two biggest titles in the WWE were the World Heavyweight title and the IC title. And with all the stuff that Seth said, maybe now Cody's thinking differently. Now he's in his head like, I want to win the championship that my father has never held. I still want to do that, but I never thought about winning the title that my dad actually did hold because it wasn't around when I came back. And Cody could add that on to his legacy, to pay homage to his father, because his father was also the NWA World Champion, and Cody Rhodes won that championship as well in 2018 at All In when they had that big, independent show. He won that title by beating Nick Aldis because, that was paying homage to his father, because his father had held that championship and everybody knew that. And maybe now Cody's thinking differently, like, I can still finish the story anytime, but, to be the World Heavyweight Champion, to pay homage to my father, maybe this is the route I should go right now, because, he could help build up that World Heavyweight Championship even more on the roster to bring more prestige to it. If that's the direction they're going to possibly go in, and that's the story they want to tell, honestly, it would make sense, it'd be kind of backtracking in the story that Cody had already been telling, but like I said, the World Heavyweight title wasn't in WWE when Cody had came back. So maybe if that championship was there, maybe Cody could have said, I want to be the World Heavyweight Champion and pay homage to my father and win the title that he did hold. But I'm going to also get the championship that he didn't hold as well. Because there have been rumors that Cody's going to win the world title and then he's going to unify the titles at SummerSlam or something like that. I don't really see that happening just because they just ununified the titles. But if they happen to do go in that direction, Cody winning the World Heavyweight Championship to pay homage to his father, if that's the story they want to tell, because I feel like that's the only reason that makes sense, in my mind, for them to go that direction, for Cody to face Seth. That's honestly the only logical reason for Cody to really go after the world title, I think. Because otherwise, then The Rock pretty much just came in and stole his spot, and Cody just let it happen, even though he won the Royal Rumble. Because we all know Cody wants to fight Roman. He wants to take him down and take the championship, because he literally said it out of his own mouth on SmackDown. But The Rock has come in. That's a big match right there. So maybe Cody's like, okay, y'all have that big match over here. But, the World Heavyweight title, my dad did hold that. And you know what? How cool would it be to be, another Rhodes to hold the World Heavyweight Championship? Like, how many people can really say, they did something their father was able to do? Like Dusty was the World Heavyweight Champion. Now Cody has the opportunity to say he also was the World Heavyweight Champion. For Cody Rhodes to become the man, he does have to beat Roman Reigns to take that title from him. But you can still do that. You could still do that. Maybe Cody decides he's going to go win the World Heavyweight Championship and build that up and do great things with the World Heavyweight Championship. And then when he's ready, he's going to go back after Roman to finish the story completely. I mean, honestly, I think it could work out in the favor, because there's no way they're not doing Rock and Roman. It's happening. And it's not going to be a triple threat. I don't see that happening. It's going to be one-on-one. That match is big enough to be a one-on-one main event match that's going to sell out and be headlining everywhere as far as, getting coverage by ESPN, SportsCenter, all that stuff. I think that makes the most sense for the direction to go in. That way now you have Rock and Roman. That makes sense because, people are now starting to chant Rocky sucks and everything. And they got to at least try to figure out something where they can get the steam to die down off of Rock, man, because The Rock is supposed to be the babyface in this feud and Roman's the heel, you know what I mean? So you got to try to figure out a way where you can kind of get the hatred from the Rock's side. That way you can kind of cool down. And if Cody were to come out and cut a promo and say, you know what, you brought up a lot of valid points, Seth. Even though I've already proven I can beat you multiple times, that World Heavyweight title is the workhorse title. And my dad, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, DDP, all the other greats, that are a part of his family's legacy, and some of the people that he's really close with have all held that championship. And it would mean a great honor for him to win that championship and bring more prestige to it. Because that's really the stage that we're at right now. WrestleMania 40, we had thought was going to turn out one way, but then people got injured and certain, allegations came out where somebody ain't going to probably be able to come back. And, people are now coming back as well to create more big moments. So that's really, the way I kind of think it should happen and break it down. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but it makes sense in my mind if they explained it that way. Yes, like I said, it kind of would be backtracking and the story Cody was originally telling a little bit. I get it, but for the direction they're now going to go, and it seems like, I honestly think that makes the most sense. And if, they were to break it down and explain it that way, I think more people would start to get more behind it than against it, because when they did that segment on SmackDown, they didn't really say much about it. People were pissed because, they felt The Rock was coming in to take Cody's moment so he couldn't finish the story. But if Cody were to break it down and explain it the way I just did and everything, then I think more people would kind of be like, okay, that makes sense. Like, it's not the story that, we wanted you to have at WrestleMania, but for the reasons that, I just explained, I think, it would be more accepted. That doesn't mean Cody won't finish the story. I think he still has to do that, which he still can, even after he wins the World Heavyweight Championship, if that happens at WrestleMania. But, like, for the direction they're possibly going to go in, I think it makes sense for them to do it, the way that I'm kind of thinking, because if they explained it that way, I think it would get more heat from The Rock, to kind of die down, where the people, would start to kind of get behind him more and get more hyped for Rock and Roman. And I think, more people, not everybody, of course, but more people would come around to accepting the fact and kind of, maybe getting behind Cody being the World Heavyweight Champion.